Xbox fans, Joe here from Xbox Games, and check it out, we got the XX-700, the finisher here. Now, this just came out from, well, it's been out for about 2 or 3 weeks from Nerf Rival, or it could be super old, depending on when you guys are watching this. And we've been waiting for these to hit our stores here in the United States for a while. Every time I went to our local Target store, our Walmart, they were sold out, and I just couldn't get them. Until I finally went the other day and saw 2 of these. I said, you know what, I got to pick these things up and get them for a review for you guys, because I know some of you guys are probably looking at this thing wondering, you know what, is it good? Is it bad? Is it like a Chronos? What is it? And yeah, let's just get right into this thing, because I know you guys are curious. But before we start, yes, make sure you guys subscribe. Make sure you guys check out all the giveaways that we're doing. Click that bell icon, all that good stuff, right? You guys know how to do this. Anyways, the finisher. I mean, you know, when you see this thing in the box, man, it looks pretty sweet. It's a no frills box. You guys can check it out here. Let's take a look at the front. You know, got the blaster itself. Comes with 7 rounds. Got a little magazine right there, the orange magazine, which is a little bit different. And then it's, of course, the quick load magazine, which is kind of the new thing for the finisher, right? It's kind of its own little gimmick. If we take a look at the back of the actual box here, again, nothing too fancy here. No spoilers on it. It got the knockout, got the roundhouse, it got the charger. So it got some of the later blasters that have just been released by Rival. But other than that, I mean, yeah, I mean, it's a straightforward box. Nothing too crazy about it. Let's get into the blaster itself. So again, you guys can kind of, you know, see if this is something you guys want to go ahead and pick up. Now, aesthetically, the first things when you're just looking at it, you're like, man, that's actually pretty cool. It's very, again, the body of it and everything is very similar to a Chronos. So, you know, it just has this big long clip sticking out of the bottom. So the actual Rival itself, again, nothing too fancy on the side. The grip itself, it's actually a little bit different of a grip than I felt on any of the other Rivals. It's kind of this skinnier, kind of, it's almost like you're swinging like a machete or something type of grip. And the weight of it, it's very, very light. It's very hard to explain, especially if, you know, when you lift up a Chronos. A Chronos has some weight, and this just is very light for what it is, which is kind of weird. So I was like, man, hopefully they didn't skimp out on anything on the inside comparison to some of the other stuff they've done with their Nerf Rivals, making it just real beefy. But so far, this thing has been pretty good. Now, of course, they only have, yes, the release, or not the release, but the, yes, the ball release, and, of course, the safety on one side. So for anybody who's right-handed, it's kind of tailored towards you, right? They do not have it on both sides. And the clip. The clip is the biggest thing, right? To take the clip out, pretty much you just push on that little button here right up in the front. Pops out just like a normal mag would. And if you look at the clip, this is like their new style. It's their quick, their quick load. So before, right, you just have to pop in, round after round from the top down, right? But on these, once you kind of pull it down and you get about halfway, it pulls like kind of that upper tube down. And really you can just jam like 4 or 5 balls in at a time. When you look at it on the box, it makes it look like you can just drop them in, but no, you actually got to force them into the actual feeding mechanism in there. So you could feed 2 or 3 at a time, comparison to feeding the 1. So I thought that was kind of cool. Now, you guys, this is still going to work with all of your older mags. So if you have the older, the older 6-round mags, it's going to work perfectly fine. If you have the larger 12 ones or even bigger, it's going to work fine. I do think that it's a lot. I mean, look how, that thing sticks out just super far. I mean, this mag is almost the size. Oh, geez, it is the size of the blaster. So I don't know. I could see, and just listening to that, if you fall and you hit that, you're probably going to break something. So I don't know. I don't know if I would use the huge 12 mags on there. I'd probably use the smaller ones just fine. I don't feel a lot of push, but it just makes it a little bit better when you're holding it. Now, you could see there is a Picatinny rail up top, which is awesome. Nothing on the sides, nothing on the front. Yeah, and you can put whatever it is you want to put on there. You could put, I don't know. I always like to put my Nerf Rival red dot on there. Check that out. Oh, man, it feels really good on this, to tell you the truth. I mean, it's positioned right. Since the blaster is already kind of light as is, it actually feels really good in the hands when kind of shooting this. Or you can stick, some of the Modulus stuff on there. I was taking a look at this here. Look at that. That one's all right, but I do like the red dot a little more. This just doesn't, I don't feel like, fits on a Nerf Rival. It doesn't go with the theme, but your choice, right? Some of you guys quickly want to say, okay, you know, how does this compare to a Chrono? So we might do a video on that. But again, they're very, very similar. The grips are totally different. The weight, though, the Chronos weighs, I would say almost about, I don't want to say 2 times as much, but it does weigh a significant more than the Finisher here. So it's just something to think about. Now, the cocking mechanism. Hopefully someone makes a new 3D printed one up here. This one is okay, but I could see somebody making a new one. And you see, just pretty much cock it back. A very short stroke on this thing. Push it forward. Fires. So, nothing too crazy there, right? Pull it, cock it, shoot it. You're good to go. Now, you guys, I mean, overall, when this thing comes to FPS, it claims to shoot 90 FPS. And when we shot it, yeah, all the rivals we get shoot right around 90 to 95 FPS. So you can check it out there all day long. Consistent, great. It shot really any of the balls we shot at it, whether they were genuine Nerf balls, whether they are X-Shot balls, whether they are off-brand balls. It shot them perfectly fine. You know, I think this is a very cool blaster. I definitely want to open it up because, you know, when you cock this thing, you notice the front kind of pokes out, right? And when you look on the inside, it kind of pushes that whole section out and then shoots, which I think is kind of interesting, right? It's definitely a different approach. So I definitely want to open this up, see if there's any modifications that we can do to this thing to maybe make it shoot a little bit harder and a little bit faster, because it looks, look at that, see that little tip poking out there? It looks very cool. It shoots very cool. I could definitely see some people using this as a backup, as it does have that little hole right there. So you can put it on a sling or something like that and just use it as a backup for when your primary goes down or you're out of rounds. But overall, guys, I think this is great. All for about 14 bucks, which isn't too bad at all. So we figured, again, hey, we're going to pick up 2 and maybe give this one away or something like that. We're not quite sure yet what we're going to do with the other one. But anyway, guys, yeah, let me know what you guys think of this. If some of you guys have picked it up, let me know in the comments of what you guys think and how well it's shooting for you. Again, subscribe, guys. Definitely get in on the giveaways. Thanks again, Fox fans.